All right, guys, after much delay and much cussing and fussing and raising Cain, I've got the live working, and we may just push this off to another day. Tomorrow is the deadline. We got a lot to talk about, and if Josh can come on, then we'll do this like in no time. But first of all, I'm hurting. My back is hurting a little, so we're gonna try and do this as comfortable as possible and as easily as possible. So just bear with me for a minute. Blah. Okay, so I don't know what happened earlier, but anyway, we're going to get on with the show. This is the new packaging from Reely, who used to be Artisan Tropic. They are still our sponsor. New packaging, same flavor, grain-free, gluten-free, free of the top 12 allergens now they found. And they changed it up a little bit probably, and haven't really talked to our sponsor about that, but they're free of the top 12 allergens, glyphosate free, and only use 3 ingredients. So these are a healthy choice to potato chips and stuff like that. So go online, get you some, all capital letters, Hurricanes, the number 25, Hurricanes 25, and save 25% on your order. Now, also, drinkpoppy.com. You can go. This is one of their flavors here. This is the watermelon. It's really good. So go get you one of these while you're there. I'm going to drink some water because I just need some water today. So go online. Go to drinkpoppy.com. You can order merchandise there, clothes. They got like jogging pants, sweatshirts, stuff like that on there. They have little like keychains and all kinds of stuff on there. So you can go order merch, or you can go and order your sodas online. So go there and support them. Don't know what happened earlier tonight. So with the whole live and Facebook and stuff like that, but I figured Josh figured it out, and I figured it out kind of after he did. So let me get repositioned here, and we will go with the live. In case you have missed the show, you can go on YouTube and watch on YouTube on the Carolina Hurricanes fans only YouTube channel. Subscribe, like, comment, and help us grow the channel there, so that we can have ways to do lives and stuff on YouTube. So anyway, I don't know where my glasses are, my reading glasses. I have no clue where they're at, which is a bummer because I kind of need them, but it's all good. So, oh no, tell me I didn't. Let's see, primary. Okay, so the Carolina Hurricanes played their first game back from the break. We're going to get into some trades and stuff like that here a little later on. Tomorrow at 3 p.m. is the trade deadline. So after that, they can't do any more trading until the end of the season. So, and then the trades will open up then, and then they'll do their thing if they don't do anything like that. So anyway, Carolina really come out and they played okay against Tampa Bay Lightning. It was really the Canes. It was the Canes in the first period. They were ended up being 2-3. They had a 3-goal lead in the first period. And Josh, I hope, comes on soon. I probably won't. But he had some interesting stuff to tell tonight. So we're going to figure all this out. What's going on, Ron? Thanks for joining, man. Finally got the live figured out. We were having some problems, and I don't know what the deal was. I was having problems on my end. He was having problems on his end, and we kind of got it figured out. On my end, it was still not letting me go live. It was giving me some kind of weird message. So I don't know. I guess they're limiting the amount that the admins and moderators can post now. I don't know, or go live. So I don't know. So yeah, we figured it out. I'm live. Hopefully Josh will see it and come on. I'd messaged him earlier. I'm doing good. I've been hurting a little bit this week because of my back, where I broke my vertebrae and my ribs. So my lower side and back have been hurting pretty steady every day this week. And it might have something to do with the weather change. So, that kind of affects it some. And it does whenever it turns cold. Now it's turning warm. And, you know how that is. The barometric pressures, the temperature changes, stuff like that can affect stuff like that. So, and it affects my arthritis in my hands and stuff too, along with eating habits and stuff. So, yeah. But anyway, the Hurricanes won 5-4 against Tampa Bay Lightning, and then the Red Wings come in and really, yeah, I feel you there, Ron. Yep, knees, everything starts to hurt, and especially whenever you get older, like over 45-ish. Except with me, I've not gone a day in my life that I can remember without hurting. Like literally. When I was a kid, I had problems with my knees, and I would wake up in the middle of the night screaming because my knees would hurt so bad. And my dad would always get up with me and bring me into the living room, and he'd just sit there in the rocking chair and rock me and rub my knees and stuff until I felt better. He'd give me some aspirin, and I'd go back to sleep, and then he'd put me back to bed. But yeah. So the Hurricanes, the Tampa Bay, or the Red Wings came into town, and the Hurricanes were they won. They got a 12-point streak going, and yeah, really did great. Carolina won that game, and it was 2-1 victory. They're in I guess it was the Red Wings. Yeah, Carolina. Yeah. And I don't know why I said that, but yeah, it was. Yeah, we won that game, and then the Kraken, despite outshooting Seattle 13-7 in the first period, it remained scoreless. They didn't get over on us. We didn't get over on them. Both teams played a tight defensive games, but the Hurricanes were more aggressive side. They were more on the aggressive side early on in the period, and in the first period, I thought really the Hurricanes had the edge in the first period of that game, and in the second period, the Kraken took control about midway through the period. Capo Caco came up and opened up the scoring and just really ripped it and scored there. And then it was a wrist shot that he put in past Freddie Anderson. Minutes later, Ben Myers doubled the lead and crashed the net, took the puck home and got his rebound and hit his career high 6th goal of the season. Late surge, Carolina finally broke through, with just a minute and 30 seconds left in the period. Nikolai Ehlers ripped a wrist shot and scored and made it 2-1, and that was the only score there in that one against the Kraken. The players, the Hurricanes played better overall, but goaltending is where it come down to in that game. The top defensive players, Andrei Svechnikov with 5 shots. One of Carolina's most dangerous attackers all night was Nikolai Ehlers with 1 goal, 4 shots. Carolina's only scorer, Sebastian Aho, 4 shots. Strong face-off performance, and he had 8 wins in the face-off. Sebastian Aho did. Defensively, Jacob Slavin, 22-48 time on ice, which was a team high in that game. Top defensive deployment. And Freddie Anderson only faced 15 shots with a .867 save percentage, 2 goals allowed. Hurricanes defense actually did its job. Seattle barely generated offense. And why did Seattle win that game? Because of their goalie. 35 saves on 36 shots on goal with a .972 average, save average. Hurricanes controlled the possession. Hurricanes created more chances, but the Kraken's overall goaltending plus block shots from the team, that got them to win. And then Vancouver whistles into town, and we got the win there. Again, Ehlers with the hat trick. He led the charge with his 7th career hat trick, including the empty netter with 14 seconds left to seal the game. Quick strikes. After Carolina Hurricanes took an early 1-0 lead, Vancouver surged ahead with 2 goals. Rossi and Honnick in 44 seconds late in the first period. The second period collapse was when Carolina took over the second period, scoring 4 unanswered goals to turn a 2-1 deficit into a 5-2 lead. Goaltending was the answer there. Vancouver's Kevin Larkin was pulled midway through the second after allowing 4 goals on 22 shots, and then Toloply allowed a goal on the very first shot that he faced, but settled in to make 9 saves. Record-breaking Bussy, Hurricanes goalie Brandon Bussy earned his 25th career win in his 29th game. The fastest any goaltender has reached that milestone in NHL history. So Brandon Bussy in net continues to break records, and that is so awesome to see. Hats off to Brandon Bussy. He is making the most of his time in net with the Carolina Hurricanes for giving him this opportunity. Nikolai Ehlers was the first star of the game for Carolina with 3 goals plus 2 assists. Sebastian Aho, 1 goal, 1 assist. No, I'm sorry. He had 3 goals plus 2. He was a plus 2. Nikolai Ehlers was. Sebastian Aho was the second star of the game. 1 assist, one goal, 1 assist, reached his 60th point for the 8th time in his career. Andrei Svechnikov was the 3rd star, and with 1 goal, 1 assist. The Corsi was puck possession for the Hurricanes was on full display, particularly in the opening and closing frames. Corsi for Carolina dominated the shot attempt share with roughly 61% overall. They outshot Vancouver 12-1 in the first 9 minutes of the game. According to Money Puck, the Carolina Hurricanes finished with a 3.64 goals compared to Vancouver's 2.41. The advanced metrics heavily favored Carolina, giving them an 81% deserve to win rating based off of the quality and quantity of chances they created in the net. Hey, Ron. Glad you're still there, man. They had high danger chances. Carolina was finding the inner slot, outchancing Vancouver 14-6 in high danger areas. The standout defenseman was Vancouver's Hornet through Carolina, and though Carolina's Sean Walker had a massive impact in the winning stage. And the Canucks lost their 7th straight. Hornet was arguably, and I know I'm slaughtering his name, the best individual performer on the blue line, logging nearly half the game and driving most of Vancouver's offense. Hornet was the engine for Vancouver, figuring into 3 of their 4 goals. He played a staggering 26.43 minutes, leading all skaters in ice time. 1 goal, 2 assists, 3 points. He was a +2, had 4 hits, 1 shot on goal, and 1 takeaway. Sean Walker, who was the on the winning side of this, played a pivotal role for the Hurricanes getting the win. His second period explosion, he tied the single season career high for multi-point games. In the process, he had 1 goal, 1 assist. He had 2 points. He was a +1. He had 3 block shots, and total time on ice 20.19 minutes, 20 minutes 19 seconds. Keandre Miller, who deserves a nod in that game, played an efficiency with his shutdown play and efficiency, finished with the highest plus-minus among defensemen in the game. 1 assist with a +2 rating. 23 minutes, 4 seconds time on ice with 1 block. So that was the breakdown there. Jordan Staal obviously had a great night in the face-off circle, winning 53.3% of the total draws, which was 32 wins to Vancouver's 28 wins. So awesome night for Jordan Staal in the face-off circle. You know, there was a period of time a couple of seasons ago, I didn't give him credit where credit was due, but you see these numbers and you see why he's still here. You see why he's still playing the game. He's getting the job done. You know, the power play, let's talk about the power play a little bit. Both teams were highly efficient, with Vancouver showing a rare spark of life with the man advantage. The power play, both teams were very efficient in that. And Carolina as well. Carolina didn't do a bad job on the power play. They got the job done. Carolina's early strike was Andrei Shestakov, opened to scoring up at 1 minute and 17 seconds into the first period with a power play goal, assisted by Seth Jarvis and Shane Gostisbehere. The Canadians scored 2 power play goals on a single game for only the 7th time all season. Marco Rossi tied it up with the first. Tied up in the first, and Brock Boeser added another late in the second to keep Vancouver within striking distance. The empty netter, technically Ehlers' hat trick goal with 14 seconds to go. Was the power play there. as Vancouver took a penalty with 2:13 remaining while trying to push for the equalizer with an empty net. Penalty kill. Carolina had 50% on the penalty kill. The Hurricanes usually stout penalty kill, struggling slightly, allowing 2 goals for 4 attempts. And Vancouver was 33.3% there. The Canucks' league worst penalty kill continued to be liable, giving up 2 goals on only 3 Carolina opportunities. So that was the wrap up there. We're continuing to monitor the current situation with the Carolina Hurricanes and their trades. Before we get into that, let's go to the power play again. In that game, Carolina was 2 for 3, 66.7%, where Vancouver was 2 for 4 with 50%. Let's see here. First period 1-2. Second period 4-1. Third period 1-1 for a total of 6-4. 33 shots, 22 shots for Vancouver. 2 for 3 on the power play, 2 for 2 on the power play. 13 hits for Carolina, 30 for Vancouver. Then we see Jordan Stahl had 14 wins in the face-off wins. Sebastian Aho 6. Vancouver's Teddy Bluger had 5. Marco Rossi had 3. Power play opportunity, scored the first goal. The final empty netter on the power play. Carolina was 66.7. Again, the Canucks were 50% on that. Just went through that. And yeah, that's it. So again, Josh and I are following the trade deadline. Tomorrow, 3:00 is the trade deadline. Everything will be done unless they've already started writing the deal and they're in the process of finishing whatever they've started before the deadline. In the process of doing a contract, they can finish that up, and then after the deadline is over. But they have to be in the process of finalizing the deal. If they're starting a deal, they can't finish it, but they have to be in the process. If they're, and then it's all pencils dropped, all pins dropped after that. So, anyway, Josh will go live tomorrow as he's watching the deadline creep by. Any rumors or anything like that, he'll bring them. I'll be at work. I'll be loosely following it at work. I will not be able to go live until just right before the deadline ends. So if anything happens and breaks, then Josh or I will step in and go live. But we are so sorry for the delay. The huge delay tonight was due to technical difficulties with Facebook logging in, logging out, and getting the live started. We don't know if it was a phone issue or if it was a Facebook issue, meaning the updates. But I think we got it figured out now. So going forward, we shouldn't have any issues, but we'll see. Very well could. It seemed to me like that Facebook was trying to force us not to do as many lives and stuff. We think that someone may have hacked the system, but after I went through and I deleted a few people that shouldn't be in the group, that we knew shouldn't be in the group, the live started working for me. So I don't know if it was connected to one of those accounts or what. So we'll see going forward. But one name that keeps popping up is Trocheck. Josh had broke a rumor earlier that, and it's come to light that Trocheck was not in the lineup tonight to play. So that tells me that they are in the process of either writing a deal, getting him a deal with another team, or he has been signed and it's yet to be announced. But I think something is brewing there, either with Carolina or with, I can't remember who the other team was right off. And I'm sorry, Josh isn't on here to help me with that, but he's just not. I think he called it a night. But anyway, they are in the process of, they're in the process of probably signing him to another team and another team picking him up. Don't know if it's Carolina or not. Don't know. It's only speculation right now, but he was not in the New York Rangers lineup tonight. Also, another eye to keep out is our goalie situation. There is a rumor that Carolina may be searching for another goalie. We don't know. It's just a rumor at this point. We do know that Bobrovsky for the Florida Panthers may be up for trade. Carolina could be looking at that. Don't know. I do know that he's asking for around $10 million, which would be way more than what our two goalies are making. So don't know if Carolina will go that route. If they do, maybe it'll be from now to the end of the season. Don't know. Another thing was Pettersson. Pettersson is still out there. The name keeps floating around. He does have a NTC, which is no trade clause, or a no movement clause. So NMC. So we'll see on that. If he waives that to go to another team, we don't know. We'll see. A lot of things in the air. Also, it was confirmed by Tom in the group that Cam Ward was at the arena today. I don't know whether it was the Lenovo Center or whether it was the practice arena, but he was at one of the two today, and he was practicing with Pyotr Kochetkov. So Pyotr is in no contact. He is back on the ice, and he is starting to train with Cam Ward. And, Tom presented it to me. I messaged him back. I said, yeah, that's nothing out of the ordinary. Cam does usually come and practice with the team, with the goalies, as necessary. When Rod and his schedule, when Rod calls him, Rod will call him up, or the goalie coach will call him up and say, hey, could you come in and practice some this week with the goalies? Cam, of course, looks at his schedule. Yeah, I can, or no, I can't, based off of his availability. So with that, that is something that happens there. So it's not out of the ordinary to see rumors of Cam Ward at the practice facility or at Lenovo Center practicing with the goalies. Nothing out of the ordinary there. The way Tom made it sound to me was that he was there practicing to possibly be reinstated, reactivated, but he's retired. I don't think he's going to ever reactivate to come back. So it was good to hear that Cam still has an interest in helping the team and helping them go. There has been Dundon has or is looking to sell about 12%, a little over 12% of more of the shares of the team. There have been 3 investors that are unnamed that I think are interested or has purchased. I don't know the exact story on that. Josh does. Again, if he were here, he would butt in and say that and tell about that. There was some other interesting things that Josh had for tonight. I don't have them here on my tablet because I don't have Facebook Messenger or anything on my tablet. But I will be downloading Facebook back to my tablet, see if that has anything to do with the live situation here. But I do know that if Carolina doesn't make a move tomorrow, then there's a high probability that Kotkaniemi, they're satisfied with number one. If there are no moves tomorrow, then that means Carolina, Tom, and Tulsky and team are satisfied with the players that we have for the remainder of the season, and no moves will be made until after the end of season deadline. And we could possibly at that point see Freddie Anderson go and a third goalie be signed on at that point. We also could see Kotkaniemi being wrapped up in a trade. Now, it's not doom and gloom if we don't make any moves. This would probably be the first time in about 6 or 7 seasons that Carolina has not made a move in mid-season. So, with that's something to keep in mind too. So it's something highly unusual, but it's not unusual. Carolina could come out and make a